Andre Portis joining us on our post-game show on ErieExplosion.com. Of course, Andre Portis, one of the defensive ends, part of the big front three for the Erie Explosion, also played his college football at Marshall. And what a defensive performance in this game, Andre. You end up with 3 defensive touchdowns, and you had a hand in all of them. You recovered 2 loose balls in the end zone for defensive touchdowns, and then on the fumble return by Enrique Shaw, you actually kind of, I don't know if it was advertently or inadvertently, knocked the ball over to Enrique Shaw for him to take off down the sideline. But talk about the 2 fumble recoveries first.
Oh, shoot. One was on a great block from one of my linebackers, 24. Angelo came through and blocked it. I just saw the ball on the ground. I just went for it, dived for it, curled it up. And the second one, Rover was coming, playing with the tackle, turned around. I see Mike Robb, I think, hit the ball out. I'm not sure exactly. I just, jumped on the ball and just, great teamwork. That's all I can say, really.
This is the first time you've had 2 defensive touchdowns in one game?
2 in one game? Yeah, I had 1 before, but never 2. So, yeah, it was one of the big games. Like I told everybody, we're trying to have a coming-out party, so it was a big game. We loved it. It was fun. Yeah,
at one point you were keeping up with the offense with 3 touchdowns, but then the offense did what they did as you get the big fill-in, Darmel Whitfield filling in for A.J. McKenna, and the offense putting up points. But as a defensive unit now, your team has scored 8 touchdowns this season, and Coach has called you nasty, and that's the reputation you guys have developed around the league.
Oh, yes. Last week, defense, we told ourselves in practice, we took that all on us. We gave up some touchdowns last week that we felt like we shouldn't have given up. So we told ourselves, if we got control of the game, we're going to take control of it, and we're going to go balls out. Coach said, if you're tired, tap your head, let them know. No more, trying to go all out, and when we tired, stay in there. It's like now we got other people that we can come in and we can rotate, so we're going balls out every play, and we don't ever want to have a performance we had last week. So, yeah, that's how we come in every week.
Up front and playing with Zach Williams and Mike Robinson, how much fun has that been as you guys have really solidified yourselves as one of the top defensive lines in the UIFL?
Hey, the addition of Zach is great. Actually last year I played for Hunter Hammer with Mike Robb, so me and him played together. So that chemistry we have together, so it's a great thing. And with Zach in there and everybody just working together, great things can happen.
And now as you guys have one more game at home against Huntington next week, and then you hit the road for at least 2 out of the 3 pretty tough games, and you even lost to Johnstown earlier in the season, but Marion and Cincinnati coming up. I mean, this team really is starting to solidify its playoff position heading down the stretch run.
No disrespect to Huntington, I played from last year, so we definitely going for a shutout that game. And for everybody else, all I can say is that we're going to bring it every week. From a defense standpoint, we can't control the offense from a defense standpoint, but we're going to bring it every week. And balls to the wall. That's what we call it.
All right. Andre Portis and the part of the big front 3 for the Erie Explosion all year long defensively, 2 defensive touchdowns in a 74-14 win over Johnstown. Andre, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hi, John Leisering, back on the ErieExplosion.com postgame show with winning quarterback today, Darmel Whitfield. Darmel, after a slow start, a pick in the first possession, your offense pretty much was unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, knocking the rust off a little bit. I haven't played in, a little while. I go to practice and everything, but it's nothing like game situation, So it came a little fast. I got comfortable with the line, made some great blocks. I felt comfortable back there, just did the easy thing, making the throws.
You work with the receivers a little bit, and you certainly are aware of Coach Liotta's offense, so it wasn't that difficult for you to step in today, was it?
Nah, it wasn't difficult at all. I've been in practice all the time working with the receivers. When AJ went down, Coach was like, hey, you got to go for it. So I had to blow the dust off my shoulder pads and, get back out there and get it done.
You weren't here last week, I don't believe, but you certainly knew that Cincinnati came in and opened up a big halftime lead and then won 55-34. The guys seemed to have forgotten that game real quick and came out and clicked on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball today.
Yeah, it's you got to have a short memory, man. I was here, last week in the stands, trying to coach up the guys. We came out, we had a bad first half, and we got to play 2 halves of football to beat a great team like that. So it hurt us a little bit, but it showed a lot about our character when we came back and won the second half. But they scored more points in the first half, so we didn't win the game. But other than that, we came out. Coach got us prepared for this game. He said we got to have at least 300 yards, through the air, this and that. So we came out. We got it done.
I think you had 4 passing touchdowns today, a couple of rushing touchdowns. You participated in 7, by my count, 2-point conversions. You found a wide variety of receivers. You hit short passes. You hit long passes. You scrambled. You took 1 big sack, as I recall, during the game. It came right back and drove the team down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah, just simple mistakes I made throughout the game. But we, like I said, we a team. We all stuck together, came back, and got the score. I think we only got stopped twice, on 2 interceptions. So, we played great as a team. Like I said, coach got us prepared all week. We was ready to play.
Talking with Darmel Whitfield, the winning quarterback today. Johnstown saw 3 different quarterbacks in the 3 games thus far. And it's hard for me to believe that Erie lost at Johnstown, but they did by 2 there early in the season. But this is a much different and a much better football team since then.
Yeah, much better football team. We got that was early in the season. Now we playing at home in front of this crowd. Amazing fans here. So, we always gonna play well here.
Let me take you back about 8 years ago. I worked at Mercyhurst College, now University, a long time, and I remember a night in September of, I want to say 2004, under the lights at Tullio Field at Mercyhurst College, now University. Gannon and Mercyhurst got it on. One of the most exciting games I've seen in a long time, and Gannon won in overtime 43-37. And I thought to myself at that time, Darmel, you can do just about anything you want to do because you passed well and you ran well. You ran well again today, too. You bought yourself some time, but that was a heck of a football game.
Yeah, that was a great football game. I'm just fortunate to have, a lot of great coaches around me throughout my tenure here in Erie. Like at Gannon, we had a great offensive coordinator, great, head coach. Here we got Sean Liotta. He's, getting us prepared every week, calling great calls. I just go out here and then, we practice hard. Come out game time, it's a little easier because you prepare, everything that's coming.
2 weeks ago, Erie held Johnstown without a point for something like 32 minutes and then a defensive touchdown. Today, 46 minutes or thereabouts of playing time. That's a tribute to a great defensive job by your team.
Yeah, like I said, the coaches, scouting, getting film on these guys. We coming out working hard in practice. Guys are well conditioned, well fine-tuned. We getting the calls in soon. So we just playing real good right now.
And for teams that only practice a couple of times a week, you do get film on opposing teams?
Yeah, we get film, and we can't spend a lot of time because we only practice twice a week. So, it's the coach's job to get the film broken down and get us the scouting report and everything to do. So, and he comes and practice, and we practice what plans he got in place, and it worked out for us today.
Well, Darmel Whitfield played for Bill Elias at Gannon football, I think wore number 9. He also played a little basketball for John Riley. Now what do you do when you're not playing football? I hear you're involved with youth and so forth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I work with behavior problem youth in the Erie area, in schools and in their homes and communities.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've talked to a number of the players in this team in the 3 or 4 games that I've done this season. Great guys. Do you find the camaraderie in that dressing room to be number 1?
Yes. We got a team of great guys this year. Anytime we got something like a school wants to come out, we all go out. We interact with the community. Read to the kids whatever we got to do, whatever they want us to do. Talk to the kids and everything. It's a great year.
I thought you were going to join the Irresistibles there once late in the 4th quarter, and then Willie goes in the stands. Someone else at halftime was sitting with a fan, and the referee actually took a picture of I think it was Tyrone who got a picture taken with a fan. That's really a lot of what indoor football is all about, mingling with the fans.
Mm-hmm. Your fan interaction is big. They come and have a great time, and we have a great time with them. They screaming out defense. That really does something to our ego when we out there and we got to play defense. We need a big stop. We hear this, the crowd. The offense can't get the calls in. It's a big time, big for us, real big.
Well, Erie, a big win today over Johnstown. The Explosion now 5-2. Darmel, thanks for your time. And John Leisering, this is the ErieExplosion.com postgame show.
Erie is 5-2 on the season now after a 74-14 win over the Johnstown Generals. The head coach of the Explosion, Sean Liotta, joins me on the ErieExplosion.com post-game show. And, Coach, well, no let-up from your team after that disappointing loss. We didn't expect it. They came right out from the get-go and really put it on Johnstown. Again, a nasty defensive performance against this team. 3 defensive touchdowns, 5 turnovers.
Yeah, we got after them. We didn't let them get comfortable at all there in the first half, or actually through the first 3 quarters. Really, the 2 touchdowns they had were kind of, one, we had a receiver playing DB, and they double moved him and got him, and the other one, they threw a jump ball up and made a great play. Other than that, they struggled to move the ball. They struggled to do much of anything offensively. So, very pleased with that side of the ball for sure today.
And on the offensive side of things, a little bit of a slow start for Darmel Whitfield, threw the pick to Julian Hayes, but then really recovered from that quickly. Ended up throwing for 4 touchdowns. Tyron Morris, another big game out of the wide receiving core with 3 touchdown catches. And Darmel doing what he does with his legs with the 2 touchdown runs, but also keeping a lot of plays alive with his incredible footwork.
Yeah, Darmel had been out of it for a couple of years, coming off the couch, so to speak. So, but he knows our offense. He knows how to execute it. Just took him a drive or two to knock the rust off, and then it was like he didn't miss a beat, like he's been out there all year. So, and our players did a great job of making plays for him and, raising his level up.
And you don't really lose much as far as having the mobility with both McKenna and Darmel Whitfield. McKenna may be a bit of a more physical runner because of his size, but Darmel, and it almost seems like he prefers making those plays outside of the pocket to give him windows to throw the football, and he did that all night long.
Sure. Well, Darmel's 5'11", so he's got to be able to create windows. We have linemen that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'8". He's got to be able to find those windows. So he's able to do that, and he kind of is able to kind of bide his time and find throwing lanes, and he did a great job of it today.
The offensive line, again, is stellar. I mean, with David McQuiston at center and Marcus Gordon and Joe Blanks on the guard positions, the offensive line, after kind of a struggle last week against Cincinnati, as Cincinnati's front 3 got a lot of pressure on A.J. McKenna, the offensive line bounces back with a tremendous performance.
Yeah, it was a good rebound game for those guys, I thought. I thought they did a nice job. I know that they took some of that personal, and I think that showed today the way they were able to lock those guys down up front. Yeah, had some pretty talented players on the defensive line. They were able to, lock a couple of those guys down tonight and give us pretty much all day to throw the ball. I don't know what the stats are, but we had to throw for a good bit of yards here tonight.
And again, it seems like you can't go a game defensively without somebody from the secondary making a play. Good to see a player like Enrique Shaw come up with a big play defensively, ends up with a 30-plus yard fumble return for a touchdown.
Yeah, he had to scoop and score. That was big coming out of the half there. And we've done that a couple times this year. We've scored defensively out of the half, and when you can do that, that kind of takes a team's heart right there. And certainly that was the case tonight.
Got to mention Andre Portis, too, as he falls on 2 loose footballs in the end zone for 2 defensive touchdowns, one of them coming off a block kick by John D'Angelo. You guys have blocked several kicks. Every time you get the opponent deep inside the 10 and it forces the opposing team's kicker to kick those low trajectory kicks, your team comes up with a block and you can make plays off of those.
Yeah, we get a great push up front. It starts with our nose. Zach Williams gets a great push. John D'Angelo, Roosevelt Benjamin, when they come on blitz, get a great push in the A-gaps. And our D-ends are just great speed rushers, getting to the quarterback, and also strong and powerful, Portis and Robinson. So we give you a lot to, have to defend, up front for sure.
So 4 games left. Huntington coming in. I know 1 game at a time approach, so you have Huntington, who is kind of in an unusual situation, a lot like Western PA, but not playing as many games, a team that plays games strictly on the road. So they're going to be kind of the great unknown coming in next week. So as long as you guys take care of what you take care of, you should come out with a win.
All we're worried about is Huntington right now. That's all. We're ready for the next game. We're going at Huntington, and, that's all we're worried about, getting into these bye weeks, and then, we take it from there.
Another nice win number 5 on the season. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.